Hello everybody. Well, we've come to the end of another academic year and it seems a good chance to take the opportunity now to thank you all for your hard work and commitment over the past year. It's been a really successful one for us in all sorts of ways. We started the year with our highest intake of students and we've managed the challenges of that right the way across the academic year, and our students have continued to grow and blossom under your care and teaching. Another high point for us, of course, was we achieved very positive gradings for our educational care services from both Ofsted and CQC, which gives a hugely important endorsement of young epilepsy to parents and to prospective parents, as well as the local authorities who commission services from us. And as we close the year, as always, we review the work that we've done with our students, and it's really clear to me that they continue to prosper and thrive here at Young Epilepsy, and they achieve their progress and outcome targets. Over the last year, we've continued to improve the campus as well, and the infrastructure and the buildings. We've got a new home for the physio team in the new Griffiths building and additional new space for Connect 2 with its sensory rooms. We've got a fantastic new replacement building for the FE, which will actually support some of our work with young people with autism. And of course, we've got the beautiful outdoor multi-purpose space outside the college that was built for us by our volunteers at Santander. And of course, our biggest achievement in many respects is the huge progress made on building our new school, which will open in January next year. So as well as all that building work, we've also worked hard on less visible infrastructure changes, with successful launches of things like the new incident reporting system, our new policy library, and we've started to embed the use of SharePoint into the organisation for sharing documents. And we'll be completing the first huge step of the installation of our new HR information system by the end of this term, which will make a huge difference to your lives in the future. We've also developed our research, and of course we're building on the work that we learned from CHESS in relation to the impact of epilepsy on young people and their education. There's so many other things that could be mentioned. It's been such a successful year. But the important thing to remember is that these things don't just happen. It's people that make them happen. It's you, our staff, that have made them happen for us, and that's something to celebrate. Of course, for all the success, we also realise that there have been huge challenges in the last year, and things that have made things difficult for us at times. Probably not least of all the issue of staff vacancies. Despite strenuous efforts from our colleagues in recruitment, it is something that we've continued to struggle with all year. However, we continue to work hard to try and solve this problem, but the change in the economic environment for us has meant that sadly there have been no quick fixes on this one. The employment market across the UK is considerably more competitive now, and we're approaching what stands for full employment here in the South East, which clearly impacts us here having a campus in Lingfield. But for all these challenges and for all the difficulties that we've had at times in filling our vacancies, I really applaud the way in which you as our staff have rallied around to continue to deliver an excellent standard of care and support over this period. It really has been exceptional. However, we do recognise that this is something that can't go on indefinitely. We recognise that we need to change some fundamentals to ensure that we continue to attract and retain the high quality of staff that we need to care for our students. We have a number of ambitions around this, both in relation to pay and in relation to progression, which I'll explain a bit more about in the course of this talk. To this end, I can announce that this year it's been agreed that we will be making a differentiated pay award, which we hope will support our aspirations to improve pay and progression for our staff and make us a more attractive organisation to work for. The award agreed by the board is the 4% award for our domestic staff. This will bring them in within the range of the new minimum wage, which goes up again in November, and also takes us a step towards the new living wage announced by the government in the budget last week. We are looking to increase the award for education residential support staff as well, increasing this to 3.1% to raise the wage entry level for the organisation to $16,000 for our student support workers. This will be pro rata for education staff. In recognition of the fact that we are low paid for our assistant house managers, we are proposing an increase of £2,500 for each assistant house manager. The National Teaching and NHS Awards will be applied for those staff who are teachers on NJC conditions or health conditions of service. And for all other staff, we're making a 2% award. Whilst it's been important to have a pay award that we could afford, we also believed it was important to give a message to our staff that we value them, and we hope that this will make a difference to our attractiveness as an employer in the sector. And we'll continue to push hard and be innovative in recruiting our staff teams for the 2015 and 16 year, and we hope that the new entry level of salary will be helpful to this. But as everyone will understand, we cannot spend money that we don't have if young epilepsy is to survive. This year has been the first year in a number of years that we've been able to seek an increase in fees from local authorities. And even now we're getting a mixed response from them. Some local authorities are asking us to continue to keep our prices at the rate that they are at the moment. However, that's not sustainable into the future. But, as such, we must continue to run the organisation in the most efficient and effective way possible. We have to continue to invest in our people though, and our infrastructure is also important. We mustn't allow that to decline. We all know we're working in a very challenging economic environment, and we're expected to really prove that we add value before local authorities are prepared to commit to placements with us. Now, that means for us that we have to rethink some of the ways we do things, and we also have to have an eye to our prices. We will need to make some changes as we move forward. We've already taken some steps this year in that process of change. For instance, I recently announced a restructure of my own executive team. We've been working with colleagues in the health centre to develop a new health delivery model, which includes more nurse-led services. And we've been consulting, as you know, on changes to our education liaison service. Over recent months, following the important work by leading consultants PricewaterhouseCoopers that I've covered with you in various blogs since Christmas, we've been reviewing our operations in a number of areas. We believe that we can make further changes that will make us more efficient while still maintaining a very high standard of service delivery. Some of these changes will have to be thought through carefully though, and we'll be working through these in a phased way over the first 6 months of the next academic year. What we know is that we're recognised already as an organisation that has expertise in working with young people with epilepsy, and we're also known for our work with autism and profound and multiple learning disabilities. And over recent years we've built expertise in behaviour support, and through our own research and use of recognised evidence bases, we've developed a model of delivery that allows us to provide the very, very best support for our students. We believe it's really important to start explaining that better to people and articulating it for young people, their parents and for local authorities. Our approach creates a place within which we enable our students to achieve the very best that they can in a safe and happy environment. What we do is we bring together best practice from recognised social care, education and health domains, and this allows us to enhance the lives of young people whilst satisfying the ambitions of their families and our commissioners for young people to reach their full potential. Over the coming year, we will be articulating what we're calling our new model of care more clearly to our commissioners and to parents. We will use the framework developed to support our training and development and our staff progression. We've heard you say to us that you want more opportunities to develop professionally. Our aspiration is to enable that to happen, and the new education and care models that we're developing with you will support that and support specialist skills, and we hope that that will go some way to supporting you in your professional aspirations too. And whilst we see many of these things as positive, and we hope that you will enter into the spirit of them and enjoy the opportunities they provide for you, we also recognise that change can be unsettling for people and for organisations. What we know is that most organisations go through periods of major change. They have to reposition themselves to meet changes in their environment or in the marketplace that they operate within. We are no different in that respect. Look at how the value chain supermarkets are changing the world in terms of the order of established industry leaders. Tesco and Asda and Sainsbury's, they've had to respond in meaningful ways because of organisations like Lidl and Aldi in the market. We can argue that young epilepsy is at that point too, and the time is right now to rethink some of what we do, with local authorities themselves being realigned and reducing their budgets still further with spending already having been reduced by 23% since 2009, and a lot more we know still to come. So we know that there has to be change, but I believe this is a challenge that we can rise to, and we will rise to well. But we must be prepared to move forward and show a real willingness to work together as a team to secure the future of what is one of the UK's leading charities for children, and certainly the best charity for young people with epilepsy. Nothing less will do. So, we will have to continue to review the way in which we deliver our core services, and this is in response to the things that the PwC work identified for us. What we know at Young Epilepsy is that we're considered to be excellent in what we do, both in our practice, but in our education, our health and our care services, and we need to be able to express how we will deliver this into the future. In the new academic year, we'll be working with teams across the organisation to develop further our approach to specialisms. We will learn from other organisations about how they do things, seeking information from those organisations who are considered expert in their fields to inform our own thinking. Now, this is going to be an exciting journey and one that each and every one of you will have a part to play in. But for now, we're coming to the end of term, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your holidays over the summer break and spending time with your friends and your family and doing all the things that you enjoy doing when you're off work. I know that both myself and the executive team are looking forward to working with you all next year, and we'll look forward to seeing you back in September. In the meantime, travel safely.